Welcome to Productive Joy with Dr. Christie, where fun meets action.
Hi, friends. Welcome to Productive Joy. I had a true honor this week. I got the opportunity to interview Ken Rusk. Ken Rusk is an author. He wrote the book Blue Collar Cash. Why can't I say that? Blue Collar Cash. And it was a fabulous interview. This gentleman started out as a ditch digger at 15, still does the work, but is doing the work, leading the work, changing people's lives, and helping others recognize that no amount of letters after your name can change hard work, dedication, and the ability to make things happen. And so he's making things happen for his team every single day. One of the favorite moments that I had with Ken was talking about what he does to celebrate the quick wins of his team and the long-term pathways or goals that they set. So he has a blackboard, think whiteboard, but with black and neon colors instead of just white, right? Board outside of his office. And he has all of his employees write their big, hairy, audacious goals on that board. It might be that they want to go to Spain, or they want to pay off their house, or they want to buy a car, or they want to put their kids through school, or they want to fill in the blank. And they put the date on it, they put their name on it, and then they high five one another as they reach those goals. How powerful to see what it is that we're working so hard for. Sometimes my husband and I have this conversation. Why are we working so hard if we're not ever going to enjoy it? He is so much better than I am at recognizing the value of stopping to smell the roses. I am just one of those that put my head down and I grind and I go and I don't stop and think about celebrating the quick wins. If we don't celebrate the quick wins, we're never going to get to the big ones. And Ken's book talks about how to get to the big ones. It also talks about being that blue collar cash winner, the one that works really, really hard and does really amazing things regardless. We talked about the fact that I grew up in Grayson County, Virginia. Shout out to good old Independence. And in Independence, Virginia, Grayson County High School and Grayson County Vocational School were all under the same roof. I think that's still actually the case. And you went down the vocational hallway, and that was where they taught machine shop and woodworking and keyboarding. And I actually took physical shorthand while I was in high school, and also computers and all of that stuff. That was considered separate from academics. And I'm not 100% sure why that needs to be separate or why anybody would think that needs to be separate. I will say, living in the education space now, that CTE, college and technical, or sorry, career and technical is what CTE stands for, career and technical education, is a big resurgence, right? Because we recognize that if you are able to do a skill, that is much more marketable than just having a degree. Having a degree doesn't get you anywhere. It gives you the open door opportunities to go places, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. It's what you know how to do. So, what do you know how to do? And how can you leverage that to do really great things all the time? So, this book, I am super excited to buy copies for several family members. But in this book, he talks about people who have done the work in the blue collar space and are entrepreneurs making millions now. He also talks about how to get there. And I'm really excited about his next book. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say, but I will tell you that leaders, you're going to want this one too. So, why am I getting to be so lucky to talk to people like this? Well, I'm putting myself out there. I'm trying to figure out this whole podcast thing, this whole entrepreneurship thing, this whole what do I want to be when I grow up thing. And I think that's really what Ken's message was it's okay not to know. It's okay to need to ask. Just don't sit on it. Don't wait. Don't assume that you can't. Instead, assume that you can and see what happens. There was just so many things that he said. One of the other things that I thought was powerful is that he said he doesn't like talking about goals. He'd rather talk about pathways because it's one thing to set a goal. It's another thing entirely to figure out how you're going to actually reach that goal. That's what makes things happen. And we've got to live in a space in our lives where we are making things happen. It is not okay for us to just say, I would love to one day do this thing, and then never actually take any action steps towards doing the thing. That doesn't change practice. That doesn't move the needle. That doesn't make us closer to that thing that we really want to accomplish. So, what's getting in your way? What's in your path, and how can you remove it? What can you do to get those things out of your way so that you can focus on the exciting part at the end of that pathway? I thought that was pretty good. I also appreciated when I asked him at the end, what should we name this episode? He said something that he didn't say in the podcast, so I'm going to say for him, but understand that these are Ken's words, not mine. He said, "You and only you." I said, "Ooh, say more." He said, "You and only you know your favorite color, your favorite food, your favorite sports team, your favorite time of day, your favorite season, your favorite you fill in the blank." So, why are we constantly looking for somebody else's approval to decide what we like and don't like? Because it's only you. You get to decide those things. But why are we constantly going, okay, well, what does Instagram say? Or what does TikTok say? Or what do my friends say? Or what do those people down the street? Am I keeping up with the Joneses? Do you even know the Joneses? Probably not. So I want to challenge you today to remember that it's you and only you. You get to decide what your future looks like. You get to decide who you're going to invest in and why, what you're going to invest in and why. What are you going to do with the gifts you've been given so that you can change your trajectory? That's kind of exciting. And yet we get stuck. We get stuck because we get scared. And I'm here to tell you, you don't need to live scared. You need to live eyes wide open, looking for opportunities and figuring out how you can do the thing you set out to do. And then who's going to give you high fives along the way? Because just like Ken's board that he has outside his office, that's an opportunity for other people to celebrate one another when they achieve those accomplishments. Who's cheering you on? And if nobody's cheering you on, let me cheer you on. I am a pretty darn good cheerleader. Yes, I was actually a cheerleader. I know that does not shock a single solitary one of you. I was all through middle school, high school, and college, but I can be your cheerleader. If you don't have anybody who is saying to you, darn it, you are doing a great job, then let me do that. And if you do have somebody, thank them every once in a while, because it's nice to know that your words matter and that you might be making a difference for somebody else. So, today and every day, I am trying to give you nuggets of wisdom that you can actually use because I don't believe in wasting anybody's time. So, if you're choosing to spend time with productive joy, you're choosing to get a little shot of B12 and some new information that just might change lives. That's exciting, isn't it? So, I don't know what you are doing right now, but I do know that this podcast was meant to give you that shot of B12, to give you that little something that you could use. And if you're enjoying it, reach out to me. Tell me. You can reach me at Christy@aimwithus.com. You can also reach me on any social platform. Just look up Productive Joy or Dr. Christy McMullen and let's talk because I won't know what you need if you don't tell me. And just like always, my biggest hope for you is that you figure out a way to turn fun into action.